This is my first racist experience. I've never ever had to deal with somebody not liking me because the color of my skin.
Baby,
yeah,
won't you just come my way?
come in.
Baby.
Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Now in this video I want to talk about a racist experience that I've had. It's Black History Month, and I feel like, you know, us as just people of color, because I'm Liberian and I am African, but I am in the United States. You know, us as people of color, this is a topic that is heavy on my heart, and it really bothered me. It's about racism, and it's about, you know, experiencing racism in the workplace. You know, I had a situation, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that. But you would think that, you know, this is something that, you know, is not happening anymore. But apparently it is, okay? People are racist. People are messed up. People just, you know, feel like it's not like you can choose or decide the color of your skin, okay? It's just a very crazy situation.
Yes, Your Honor.
A little background. I am Liberian, like I said.
Liberia, sweet land of liberty.
And I went to school in the in New York. I went to PS14 when I was a kid, you know. And my mom took me, and I went to Immaculate Conception after that. I didn't go to, there was like IS-49, I believe. That was like the school to go to after, you know, elementary school. You know, we went to that school as far as like a middle school, IS-49. However, I went to Immaculate Conception, you know, and I was a Catholic school, right? So I grew up in New York. And I am a Liberian girl. So in the household, we were taught a lot of different things, right? As a African girl, as a Liberian girl, right? Growing up, I remember the kids in the neighborhood used to make fun of the African kids, because when we came from Liberia or came from Africa, we couldn't really speak good English. You know, we couldn't speak good English. We, you know, just couldn't, and they would make fun of you. They would call you African booty scratcher. They would like crack jokes at you, and so African parents used to give their kids like the rundown before you go to school, like. I remember my mom told me if a girl messes with you or a person messes with you, give them 3 times. Like, tell the teacher 3 times. The 4th time that you have a right to defend yourself, you know? And that's what we learned going to school. But we were learning this about fellow black kids because of them bullying, you know, African people, us being from Liberia, and, you know, just different. I'm just speaking for Liberians because I'm a Liberian girl.
I give verdicts in this courtroom.
So they used to throw rocks at you. They used to have, you know, the spitballs and like blow spitballs at you. They used to, you know, say that you stink. They used to say all type of things. You know, a lot of you know, black girls, for me it was a black girl, that would treat us that type of way, and our moms, and, you know, understood that our cousins and other people have had these same experiences. So that's what we would be warned about, right?
I don't like where this is going.
You go to school, these black American kids is gonna mess with you. It was never ever the white kids, you know. And another thing is, when you back home, for the people that come and you know, give help, it's always like the white people with the missionary churches and different things, right? So growing up, we have been taught that white people are our friends, you know, that me just being from another country. You know, if you think about it, if you're in a place where you're starving, you're in the desert, you don't have no food, you don't have nothing, and the person that keeps coming and keep giving you these different things and happen to be a white person, in your mind it registers like, oh, white people, you know, they're good people. And that's just how a lot of African Liberian people feel, because it was the white people coming back to Liberia or Africa, helping out, doing these different things. And I remember telling my boyfriend this, and he was like, well, have you ever thought about why those white people came to help you? I said, who thinks about why, or somebody, like, if you don't have no lights, you ain't got no food, you starving, you ain't got nothing, you're not going to think, well, why do they want to? You're going to be grateful at the fact that somebody's, you know, stepping out and somebody's helping you. And it appears that a lot of the time, if it's not a relative or if it's not somebody that's in the States, it's the white people coming down and helping. So it registers that, hey, white people are nice people, or they want to see you do good, or it's just that idea of racism. It's kind of foreign to Liberians or people. I can't speak for all Africans. I can just speak for Liberians, because it wasn't the white people doing us wrong. It was our own kind, our own people of color doing us wrong, you know? So when you come to America, your parents have to give you the rundown, because the black kids or black American kids or whatever, they're going to treat you a certain type of way when you go to school, just simply because of you being Liberian, right? That separation between color, it don't even make sense, because everybody's African, everybody's black. It's the same. It ain't no difference. But we were being treated a certain type of way because of us being Liberian, and our parents would give us that conversation.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Now, I say that just to give y'all background as far as my knowledge, as far as I've never ever had an issue. I dated a guy, and this, I remember I went out with his family, a black guy. I went out with his family, and we're all sitting down eating or whatever. And I remember this white lady had came to the table and touched my baby hair. And I remember all the black folks got real upset, like, bitch, you let that woman touch your baby hair. And I just, at the time, I'm Liberian. Once again, I didn't have that same, upset or tension, because I just didn't see it that way, because I wasn't brought up to believe that. And it just wasn't my history, So I didn't have that, oh, damn, I didn't feel no type of way. I felt like the white lady I literally felt like she was being nice. I didn't think anything of it. So I never had that, right? So I never looked at it, and I'm very innocent in how I see things. Like, I try my hardest to just believe that everybody's just good people, There's just good people in the world, and they just want to do good things just because, just because I'm a good person, I try to believe everybody else is a good person. And that's, like, really scary, because it leaves me vulnerable to a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of, negative things happening to me, just because I try to be so open-minded, right? Okay. So I had a client, if y'all don't know, I currently work as an IHS worker.
In-home supportive services, also known as IHSS, can help pay for services needed by low-income elderly, blind, or disabled individuals, including children, so they can remain safely at home instead of going to a nursing home or boarding care facility. Services covered by IHSS include house cleaning, meal preparation, laundry, personal care services, bathing, grooming, etc., grocery shopping, escorting to medical appointments, and providing protective supervision for the mentally impaired.
A PCA worker, if you do not know what an IHS worker or a PCA worker, I'm gonna put the definition right here. Yep. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show this clip right here.
Our patient care assistants, also known as PCAs, our PCAs are under the supervision and guidance of anesthesia nursing. Their duties include ensuring that patient information coincides with the paperwork given, transporting patients and families from our waiting room to the CT and MRI department, taking vital signs such as temperature and blood pressure, helping the patient to and from the scan room and the recovery room, and keeping all the necessary equipment clean and ready for use. They may perform non-direct patient care activities as assigned, requested, or directed. PCAs work in healthcare environments or provide home care services. They help provide basic, direct care to patients.
And that's what an IHS worker and a PCA worker is. Is this somebody that goes into the home? Like, I'm going to school currently to be a social worker, right? And I want to work with women in domestic violence and children, right? So I've been trying to pick little jobs that kind of, that I can get ready for that type of field. So I've been being an IHS worker, going to somebody's home, checking on them, having a plan mapped out, just helping them with different goals and just to structure their life, right? And I feel like it's similar to social work. So that's what I do. And PCA help elderly people more so. It could be for anybody, though, and you could work in a hospital setting as well. But I go and I help them, clean their house. If some people need help going to the bathroom, they need help just, maneuvering around, and ADLs, I'll help with that, just help any way that I can, right? So that's just what I do. So one of my clients, her family needed her to have 24 hours care, so they decided that, hey, they're gonna put her in a home, not a senior home, not an assisted living home, but a senior home, right? So I can't go there. They have 24 hours care at this place. They have everything, right? So they was, just transitioning, and that was the situation with her. So that's kind of what was set up to be. This is what it was, right? Okay. And I had to meet a new client. So my manager said, hey, we're going to get you out to a new client. You can't go see this woman anymore. Let's say Miss Lisa. I'm going to just say Miss Lisa. You can't go see Miss Lisa anymore. You can't, see her, whatever. It's your last time with her, but we're going to try to get you a new client. So I went out and met with this new client. I want to say his name is Bob, right? And his wife name is Susie. So I just came up with those names. But yeah, Bob and Susie. So he's like, hey, we already had, all the information about Bob and Susie. We just want you to meet them, and then maybe I can set up a time, so you can start going out to them and everything. So the first time it was just an official meet. Now I'm supposed to be helping him with his ADLs. He has a problem getting up. He has all these different issues, right, that I'm supposed to be helping him with. But we're just meeting, just kind of getting a feel for it. When I came, they were very, very nice. They were white people. I already knew that they were going to be white. I say, of course, because I already knew they were going to be white because I got the information all, you get, I forgot what, something you get, but they brief you on the client that you're going to get, everything that they're going to need help with.
A care plan is a document that is written by the nurse and the patient together, in conjunction with the patient, and in some cases the relatives, as a way of addressing the person's current needs. Care plans are really important because they form the backbone of the care that we provide for the patient within an inpatient setting or community setting. So care plans, in very basic terms, are basically looking at what the person needs in their current state. What is it that is really important, what needs to be addressed? When the care plan has been agreed, the patient signs to say that it's almost like a little contract. Say, this is what I'm going to do to work towards discharge.
The color, whatever, right? So I meet with them, we sit down, just so you can know everything about the client, the different, because I feel like different people need different things, right? I had a client that she needed help with her hair, and she was like, her hair was more coarse, and I'm a black girl, so I already know how to deal with thick hair, child. So we worked on it or whatever. But I'm saying, just to know how I can better help them, they give you a rundown, the gender, like the nationality, everything. They run you everything. So I met with this client, came into their home. They were very sweet, very kind. The wife was very docile. It doesn't seem like she raises her voice at all. It seemed like this man is like, the head man of the house, right? He's in a wheelchair though. He cannot get up, but he's like, running everything. And he's very, so I noticed that he was very, very mean to his wife, right? But I didn't try to get too much in their business. I was just trying to help out. I'm supposed to be helping him and doing for him, but he was very mean to her. Just always make fun of her, would call her fatty, would say different things about just talk down to her real bad. And he was in a wheelchair, and he had bed sores and had different things going on to where he was in pain, right? So I was like, oh well, giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's in pain, maybe that's why he's nasty like that. Maybe he's, a lot of people react to pain differently. So maybe he's like this because he's in a lot of pain. He's going through a lot, I just kept on giving him excuses or excusing, how he was treating her or whatever. And he would treat me a certain type of way, kind of, but I didn't take it too personal because I'm in this field. I already know that that's how people can get. Sometimes pain makes people, react different ways. So I try not to get personal about it. I try not to get in my feelings about it. He would tell me, his wife she barely could walk. It seemed like she had a hard time really walking. He kept on having her make all these different meals and stuff. And I was like, well, I can help out. I'm more physical. Like, I'm not in pain, and I'm not an older person, Not saying that all older people are in pain or whatever, but in their situation, they were elderly and they had this, different health conditions. So I was like, I'm in a better place health-wise, so I can help out. And I'm here to help out. So let me help your wife. He was like, no. I don't want you. You're here to meet, me and you're going to meet. Today's just a meet day. This is not a work day. You don't need to change my catheter. You don't need to do anything. Just you get to know me. And we just got to know each other, right? They seemed very nice. He kept on offering me. He offered me like beverages. I try not to eat and drink at nobody's house when I go there. I just don't do it. Some people will do it. I don't do it. If I want something to drink, I'll bring my own drink. If I want something to eat, I'll bring my own food. I don't eat and drink at people's house. It's like that's just me personally. My top rule, right? I don't care if they made it. I don't care if it's water in the fridge, a bottle of water. I don't take or drink anything from none of my clients' houses that I go to. I just don't. But they were very sweet. We laughed.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
So yeah, I don't eat at any of my clients' houses, okay? So after I met with them, everything was fine, right? So we set up a time. Hey, you're supposed to come. Let's say Thursday and Thursday and Friday, right? You're coming. I just picked a random day. I'm not gonna let y'all know the original day, but it's just the day, right? Thursday and Friday, you're gonna come out all the time to us. We scheduled it. The next week I was supposed to be starting, right? So while I'm starting I would say like 2 days later, my boss keeps calling me. I got overwhelmed with my other clients that I had not had time to check in with my boss. But I made sure to check in with my boss before I, went out to meet the new client, Hey, Susie and them, I want to have, a conversation with my boss first. He calls me. He says, hey, I've been trying to reach you. I was like, I apologize. I'm sorry. I just been overwhelmed. I've been busy. And he's like, yeah, so I just want to let you know that Susie and Bob do not want you to come out to them because you're black.
Child. Anyway, so.
What?
Oh, hell no!
Yeah, Susie and Bob don't want you as, their PCA. They don't want you to, IHS work, nothing. They don't want to do nothing with you. They don't, because you're black. What? Okay, I'm going to try my hardest to edit the clip, but this is the clip right here.
Wait, so
Well,
he doesn't,
so
he doesn't want me to service him because I'm black?
correct.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And
It kind of blindsided me too, because I gotten a voicemail for first thing yesterday morning, and he actually forwarded, the voicemail to me that she had told that she believed that you were African American, and he had an issue with it, and she said I didn't think it would matter, because to me being serviced is being serviced. But he has a problem with Mo being black. He said you were really nice and everything, and she felt really bad, but the man just doesn't want anybody, black to service him.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get back to you as soon as I could, before you call them again or try to go out there. So
Yeah, this is really I've never ever dealt with anything like this where somebody didn't want to work with me because of the color of my skin. This is weird, especially with the day and age and the life that we the life that we live, and the day, how are you not gonna, even doctors, you go to the hospital, you're gonna find somebody of color to service you. And,
yeah,
and the fact,
he's older. He was born in 1939, but not that is an excuse.
and the fact that he said that to you, he was brave and said that to you.
Yeah, felt he called her back. He was just apologetic left and right, 'cause she felt real bad, and yeah. So that I've only ran into this one other time, and it really didn't get as far as it got this time around, because the case manager was familiar with her client's kind of preference in terms of having certain people to service them, and the case manager had just made reference, hey, this lady only prefers Caucasian caregivers. Would you guys be able to service them? And I put the kibosh on that. I was like, if she's showing any type of discrimination because she wants only a certain type of person to service them, then we aren't the agency, for her. I mean, we're an all-inclusive agency. I mean, we don't discriminate against anyone, but if someone is only asking for someone based on the skin color of their skin, then that's a no-no. And she understood. The case manager understood. So okay, but thanks.
Yeah, it's isn't that against the law?
It is against the law. And I told Debbie that that I was surprised that the case manager would ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is against the law. I was like, you know what? No, we can't deal with this. Even if I did have a white caregiver, which we do, but she already services someone else, I wouldn't even go as far as trying to assign her to Jerry, because that's discriminatory. Employers can get in trouble with that kind of stuff. You really aren't even supposed to do that, based on someone's, sex. But that's more that's more forgiving though, because
he's a male. Yeah, and then if you do cares and stuff,
that's more forgiving because because if someone is 300 and some odd pounds, then more likely they're going to benefit, from a male servicing them than a female.
right?
But so and I know some female clients aren't comfortable with having a male PCA, so that's a little bit more understanding. But when it comes to someone's race, that's a no.
Yeah, I am shocked about this. Like, this is shocking to me.
And you wanted to make sure that I told you, do not take it personally.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have anything to do with you. It only, it's really on him. But, based on how he was raised and how he grew up. That's his problem. That's not your problem.
Yeah. Yeah. If anything, I'm more surprised than anything. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm shocked.
Yeah. Really, even think to how many clients, how many older female white ladies, that you've serviced who never had an issue with you, based on your skin color.
And he's a veteran to make things worse. You serve this country, and you're not only serving for white people, you're serving this country for everybody.
Well, yeah, and he was a veteran because we're also contracted through the VA, and that's who gave us the referral. He's a veteran, and I was like, well, if he was born in 1939, then more than likely, he served in the Vietnam War,
right?
And I know back during that time, the services was primarily segregated at that point. No, it wasn't segregated. Yeah, it was no, it wasn't segregated. All of them were in. Everyone served together back during that time.
Wow, and then because especially in a situation where you're going to war, that's not a thing of color, You're going to have to fight for this country. It's a situation of life and death. You would think that any color barriers that he has or that pre-existed, that he would, that would be gone. But, I don't know.
Absolutely, you would think it would be gone. And again, I was shocked when I've been forwarded me that voicemail yesterday morning. I was like, really? That never even crossed my mind, that race would be an issue, especially with a veteran.
But, it's good that they're being honest about it.
So after I get this, at this point, I'm taken aback. I've never ever had to deal. This is my first racist experience. I've never ever had to deal with somebody not liking me because the color of my skin. And I remember my boyfriend telling me, like, girl, wait, this has happened to a couple of black people a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? This is. Yes. I understand that. I understand that racism does exist, but I've personally never had it. He's like, well, you probably have had it. You never had it dead smack in your face like this. And I'm like, yes, I've never. And what's crazy is because people who are foreign or come from other countries, like Liberia or whatever, we're not thinking like of racism like that. Like, oh, they don't like you because of the color of your skin. And one thing an African person will put everything else on, oh, maybe I need to present myself a certain type. I remember this older lady told me, when you go and you work in these different people's homes and you're going to bring your lunch, don't bring no African food because it has a strong smell. And you don't want your food, because Liberian or African food has that strong smell. You don't want the people whole work session or place smelling like African food. They can fire you from that. They don't want to smell African food. So they'll say it's that reason. Or they'll say, hey, maybe you talk to them in a certain. I can't stress enough. I was so sweet and so kind to these people. They were kept on offering me food, offering me drinks, offering me, and I felt like the man was sexist too because of how he treated his wife just because she was a woman. It seemed like he was looking down his nose at his wife just because she was a woman. And the fact that my manager could say, "Oh yeah, they don't," and I'm like, is this even can this even be allowed? Isn't this against the law? Like, they can't do that. But the fact that this happened to me, like, seriously, it's February, Black History Month. The fact that this happened to me, it just...
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It really rocked me. And it really hurt my feelings so bad. It hurt my feelings so bad because I was like, wow, like, people like this exist. Like, you hear people tell their story or tell about these different racist issues or whatever, and sometimes some of us, especially people that, you know, come from different cultures or whatever, you just be so oblivious to it. Like, man, so the fact that you refuse care, something that you needed, your health care, because I'm providing health. I'm helping you change your catheter. I'm helping you change your bed, you know, your bedpan, your briefs, you know, all the things on your bed. I'm moving you your overall health care. You just being well taken care of. You're refusing this because of the color of my skin? Wow. I don't even know how to feel about that. Like, that just hurt me. So I was like, okay, to my manager. Like, I didn't even know what to say to him. Like, okay, okay. They don't like you because you're black. In this day and age. And I've never really understood, like, a lot of, like, you know, you learn about these people. As far as when I say these people, I mean, you learn about different inventors. You learn about Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. You learn about people fighting for justice. You learn about just people, you know, protesting and fighting for rights, you know, just for African American people to be able to exist. And you never really understand when you are a foreigner. But when you go through it yourself and you experience somebody mistreating you, you know, you come from a place in Africa where y'all all, like, for the most part, everybody there is black, you know? And the people that are mistreating you are people of your same color, your own color. They're mistreating you. But to go into a situation to where, like, now I gotta watch out because now I gotta watch y'all. There's microaggressions happening that I'm missing and it's going over my head because my parents had not equipped me or helped me out so I can be able to analyze and receive racist rhetoric, or people when they are being racist towards me, or how certain things don't mean what it, you know what I'm saying? You have to really pay attention. And it's like, wow. I remember I had went to this a doctor's appointment with my boyfriend, and this lady was so, oh my God, your hair is so wonderful, and he was so upset, and I just was like, why are you so upset? He's like, that woman, what the fuck, she don't need to touch your hair, she don't need to look at your hair, the fuck that. He was so upset because he said, I felt like that was microaggression. She was being racist because your hair is your hair. It's nothing different. Like, what is she trying to treat you like animals? She trying to say, and I never even, like, I'm not programmed to look at it like that, you know? Like, I didn't get that briefing from my mom, and them was telling me, hey, be careful because I remember this African girl got drowned, or they drowned the black kids in our school had drowned her in New York just off the strength of her. I probably should do this on YouTube if I can find the information about it. Drowned her just because she was a African girl. Black girls drowned her just because she was an African girl. So we were taught that, hey, stay out these black Americans way, that's what we were. But you come here, it don't matter. Them white people don't come and they be like, oh, well, you know, what level of black are you? Are you African? You're Jamaican? We're all the same. We are all the same. I remember I told my mother the story. She was like, they treated you like that? They know you African? Like, they gonna come and, hey, hi, African girl, you're African. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna be racist towards you. Where the black folks at? No. They're not going to just, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean nothing. This was the first time I ever experienced something like this. And I don't want nobody to ever experience nothing like this. Because this, like, it really broke my heart. It hurt my feelings. I didn't know how to act. I really did not know how to act. Like, I was taken aback. My feelings was hurt. I felt disrespected. I felt like just the worst of all feelings. It really hurt me. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't even know if that is against the law. Like, I don't know. but I had to do this video for y'all. I had to come here and tell you guys what happened to me, my story. I don't know, y'all let me know if y'all ever had anything like this happen to y'all in the workplace. But racism in the workplace is a real thing. This is the first time I've ever had anybody be racist towards me, period, but let alone in the workplace. And I'm just taken aback by it, but I'm one thing for sure, I'm gonna come here and tell y'all about it so y'all can learn from my experiences. And I love y'all. Bye.